Pay-per-click advertising for lawyers. If there's one thing in your law firm that can make you a ton of money or cost you a ton of money, it is Google Ads, PPC, pay-per-click, however you want to call it. In this video, I'm going to share with you the principles of pay-per-click advertising for lawyers. I'm going to show you how you can use Google Ads the same way that we use Google Ads for our clients to grow your law firm. And it doesn't matter if you do personal injury, criminal defense, family law, estate planning, real estate, whatever your niche is, whatever your practice area is, you are going to find value in this video. Now, whenever we're launching a new pay-per-click campaign for a law firm, for one of our clients, there's always 4 questions that we ask. And the answer to these questions typically depends on the practice area and the type of clients that the client wants to get. The first question is, what keywords produce 80% of the signed cases? The second keyword is, which demographics provide 80% of the signed cases? The third question is, what devices do 80% of the people who hire these law firms for this particular practice area, what types of devices are they using? And then the fourth question you have to think about is, how long is the decision-making window when someone decides that they're looking for an attorney? Now, I'm going to break down each of these questions in detail so that you can use them and build a PPC campaign that will bring you tons of leads, tons of clients, and help you grow your law firm. Now, the first section is keywords. What are the keywords that produce the most signed clients? And when it comes to keywords, there's really 7 types of keywords that you can use. Now, the most important keywords are signed case keywords, and that's why it's very important that you're tracking everything that you're doing so that you can track the keywords that actually lead to signed cases. It's very important that you use a system like CallRail and that you're paying attention to your analytics, so when somebody signs that came from PPC, you know exactly which keywords they came from. For example, personal injury attorneys might think that car accident lawyer or injury attorney are the keywords that lead to the most signed cases, but what we found is that accident attorney and the keyword abogados, just lawyers in Spanish, leads to the most signed cases. And you would never know that had you not actually looked at your data. So signed case keywords are the number one thing that you want to pay attention to when it comes to keywords. Now, the second type of keywords are research keywords. These are all those research keywords that people are going to Google and searching that are not necessarily looking for an attorney, but indicate that they have a problem. So for example, if somebody got into a car accident and they're not yet looking for an attorney, they might look for keywords like neck pain after car accident or back pain after car accident or how to get my car fixed after a car accident. These are all those research terms that people go to Google and search for that indicate that they might be looking for an attorney. When we target these keywords, we can often intercept the competition and get to these people before they actually start looking for those buyer intent keywords. And these keywords are much cheaper because of the fact that most lawyers are not targeting them. Now, the third type of keyword that you can be targeting are local keywords. These are keywords that are related to local mass transit or hospitals or courthouses or local roads and interstates or local laws or local statutes, different things like that that are local to your area. They're not going to get a big search volume on the national scale, and most marketing companies don't even think about these keywords when they're running ads for their clients. So these are wide open, there's not a lot of competition, and they're not that expensive, but they do get a lot of searches. Now, the fourth type of keywords that you should be looking for are branded keywords, and these are often overlooked, but very, very important. These are when someone searches for your name, for your law firm's name, for attorneys or employees of your law firm. Any of these keywords, you want to make sure that you show up number one, and the best way to do that is by running PPC ads to them. The fifth category of keyword is lawyer with negatives. Now, what that means is that you want to bid on the word lawyer or the word attorney, and then you set all the practice areas that you don't do as negatives. And when you do this, you're going to get some very interesting combinations of keywords, and you might get some really cheap clicks as well. Now, the sixth type of keyword is local competitor names. That's where you take all the other law firms that are in your area and you enter them as keywords. Now, you never want to falsely represent that you are those law firms, but you can make sure that when someone searches for those law firms, that your listing shows up. This is important because there's some law firms that people search instead of an actual intent keyword. For example, Morgan & Morgan gets more searches than car accident lawyer. So if you could show up every time somebody searches Morgan & Morgan, then you might get some of those car accident leads. Now, the seventh type of keyword is keywords in different languages. This is a very, very often overlooked but very valuable keyword category. As we said, for a personal injury attorney, abogado is typically the number 2 keyword that leads to signed clients. So you want to make sure that you figure out what are the most prominent languages in your market besides English, and look at what people are searching in those languages and make sure to target those languages. And bonus points if you can have a landing page that matches the same language. So that's keyword selection. Now, the second thing to look at is what demographics and what geographical locations produce the majority of the clients that hire your law firm. And then you want to match your targeting and your ad settings with these demographics and these geographical locations. Now, when it comes to demographics, you can target lots of different demographics inside of the Google Ads platform. So it's very important to understand your target avatar demographic based on your practice area. So for example, household income. Most PI cases are going to come from the bottom 50% of income. So it makes sense to target the lower 50% of income. Additionally, if you know information about your ideal client's age, their gender, their parental status. For example, if you're a family law attorney and you're targeting men, you can exclude women and only target men. So what you need to do is figure out who are my ideal clients, what are their demographics, and you need to match your ad settings to match those demographics. So the first thing you can do is what we call a dominate your backyard campaign, and that is within a 1 to 5 mile radius of your office. And you want to make sure that you own that area for lawyer plus local town name, because a lot of people often will search lawyer plus the local town name when they're searching for lots of different types of attorneys. Now, it's also important that if you have multiple geographical locations, that you segment those out into the individual geographical locations. So if you target 3 different areas and 3 different practice areas, you want to make sure that you have a practice area and a geographical location for each one of those locations. This includes separate landing pages, separate ads, and separate targeting. Now, it's also important that if you have a smaller budget, that you don't set too big of a geographical area, because what will happen is people that are 40 miles away might click on your ad and see that you're kind of far away, and now you paid for that click, but they don't want to contact you because you're so far away. So the smaller your budget, the tighter the geographical location should be. The last tip for geographical location is to exclude what we call stupid zip codes. And these are zip codes that don't match the geographical location for your ideal avatar. So for example, if you're a personal injury attorney and you're going for that bottom half of the income spectrum, you want to exclude the upper tier zip codes. Because often what will happen is you'll get fraudulent clicks from your competitors who are searching for a personal injury lawyer or criminal defense lawyer or whatever it is from their higher net worth zip code, and then clicking your ads costing you money. So it's very, very important that you exclude all the stupid zip codes. And those are the zip codes where your ideal clients don't live. And those can save you a lot of money simply even just by avoiding competitor clicks. Now, the next thing to think about that really sets our client campaigns apart, that most marketing companies don't even think about, is device targeting. You have to understand which niches of law convert on mobile versus which ones convert more on desktop, and adjust accordingly. For example, personal injury, 85% of people that convert in a personal injury campaign, meaning that they do a Google search, they click on an ad, they go to the landing page, they contact, and then they become a client, 85% of those come from mobile. So you want to make bid adjustments to emphasize more ads shown on mobile devices. Now compare that to other practice areas like estate planning, for example. Most estate planning keywords and searches are actually done on desktop because people are performing research. Same thing for business. You have to understand which devices you want to emphasize and which ones you want to de-emphasize. There's campaigns that we have where we literally do a negative 100% bid adjustment on desktop for personal injury because we want 100% of our ads to be shown on mobile. That's how big of a difference this makes. Now, the fourth question is the decision-making window. How long does it typically take a person who's looking for an attorney, your ideal avatar, looking for an attorney to hire? How long does it typically take them to make a decision on which attorney to hire? Now, different practice areas have different decision-making windows. For example, practice areas like criminal defense and personal injury, those are typically made in about 2 days, whereas estate planning and business and things like that might have a 90-day window. Now, the reason that's important is because now you know how long you need to run your retargeting ads for. Retargeting ads are when somebody clicks on your page and doesn't convert. What you want to do is you want to make sure that you're showing them ads and following up and reminding them of you. But if someone who's looking for a criminal defense attorney or a personal injury attorney on average is only going to be looking for 2 to 3 3 days, we don't want to keep showing them ads for the next 30 to 60 to 90 days. However, if you're an estate planning attorney or a business attorney or a real estate attorney or something like that, where it's a much longer conversion window, you don't want to stop showing them ads after just a couple days because they haven't reached that decision-making period. So it's very, very important that you understand the time frame in which the decision occurs. Now, finally, the last thing that we really focus on is the ad copy. And we have found that the combination that works the best to get people to sign up for our clients' law firms and become clients is when the avatar in the ad matches the avatar of the person who is reading the ad. So these are the exact principles that we use for all of our pay-per-click campaigns, our PPC campaigns. And what ends up happening is you get yourself into a situation where you give Google $1 and they give you back $5. And that allows you to scale your law firm like crazy. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found some information useful, and I hope you go out, take this information and build some PPC campaigns that will scale your law firm to the moon. And if you have any questions about PPC campaigns, feel free to reach out and I'm happy to point you in the right direction and help you however I can.